Gearbox's Randy Pitchford held a meeting with Borderlands 3 game developers saying that bonuses aren't going to be as big as promised. And if they don't like it, they should just quit. Welcome to a special edition of Games Recap, Scumbag of the Week. Hey guys, I'm Brandon Pham, and you can tweet at me at BlueChamps to talk about today's news, or subscribe and get your games recap for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, on to the news. Borderlands 3 game developer Gearbox is paying its employees far less in bonuses than it had initially promised. According to a news report on Kotaku by Jason Schreier, employees of the company had been promised bonus checks in the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands based on how well the game performed and how long employees had worked there. However, a new report from Kotaku's Jason Schreier has revealed that employees will only receive small bonus checks. Instead, despite Borderlands 3's success, Gearbox offers employees below average salaries across the game industry, but also uses a revenue sharing model to make up for it, with 60% going back to the company and 40% being distributed to the employees on a quarterly basis in the form of a bonus. The video game Borderlands 3 was a huge success when it launched last fall, according to its publisher 2K, which described it as a billion-dollar global brand. That's why it was shocking to employees at Gearbox, the developer of the game, when the studio CEO Randy Pitchford told them yesterday that they would not receive the significant royalty bonuses they expected. Employees at the studio will get a small bonus check instead, but nothing close to the hundreds of thousands that many had expected. This account is based on conversations with 6 people close to Gearbox, all speaking anonymously, of course, because they were not authorized to talk about what happened or wanting to lose their job. Some said it was very crushing news because this upended their financial plans for the future. Again, you guys got to realize a lot of these guys put a lot of long hours, late nights, just to make sure the game gets published in time with these empty promises, and it's very disheartening to kind of hear them go through this type of pain. Gearbox is located in Frisco, Texas, and is known across the industry for, again, paying below average salaries, but tries to make it up with these profit-sharing model. What I say to most of these guys, being a game developer myself, always take the sure thing, take the salary. Only fools at this point get swooned by empty promises of big bonus checks. This is something we see all the time in the game industry. It always ends up this way. So don't be one of them. Also, the writing on the wall has been there for a long time for Gearbox in the years of late. They've been struggling with major flops like Alien, Colonial Marines in 2013, which even had its own share of controversy. Remember when the final product looked nothing like the demos shown before release? Which created an outrage for fans who felt baited and switched. And of course, Battleborn in 2016. What was that again? Exactly. So the company retreated to a franchise that was its greatest success, Borderlands 3. With it, the studio promised Gearbox that 6-figure bonus following the launch of the game. The more years they've been with the company, the bigger the checks. Psych. Randy instead, just this past week, went through the news, broke a lot of hearts, and just told everybody it's just going to be a lot smarter than they hoped because he was looking to get a bigger yacht. Nah, I mean, he didn't say that, but he did say that the development was more expensive than expected, and the company has grown significantly larger than it did in the past. Therefore, the sale projections has also been off base, which can't be fully dismissed since the publisher of Borderlands 3 Take-Two's president, Strauss Zelnick, expected full-time unit sales to be a record for the series. However, he did mention that the development cost was way too much to make, and one of the biggest factor was a technology swap from Unreal 3 to Unreal 4 midway through development. And in game development, that is a real dumb thing to do in the middle of it. It's basically hitting the restart button. So whatever progress you made, you're going to take 2 steps back to make up for it by doing an upgrade on all the assets. So how has Gearbox responded to all this really bad press? Everybody's ragging on them. They're trending for bad press. Let's read this bullshit. Borderlands 3 represents an incredible value to gamers and an incredible achievement by the team at Gearbox Software. Our studio is talent-led and we believe strongly in everyone sharing in profitability, except you're not. The talent at Gearbox enjoys participation in the upside of our games to our knowledge. the most generous royalty bonus system in AAA. Since this program began, Gearbox talent has earned over $100 million in royalty bonus above and beyond traditional compensation. In the most recent pay period, Gearbox talent enjoyed news that Borderlands 3, having earned revenue exceeding the largest investments ever made by the company into a single video game, had officially become a profitable video game, and the talent at Gearbox that participates in a royalty bonus system has now earned their first royalty bonus on that profit. Additionally, a forecast update was given to that talent at Gearbox that participates in a royalty bonus to set expectations for the coming quarters. Gearbox is a private company that does not issue forward-looking statements to the public, but we do practice transparency within our own family. Watch out for that word family, man. Buyers beware when you go to a game development company and they refer as that company as a family. It's another way of just shanking you. There is a mixed bag of why Borderlands 3 success isn't equating to awesome bonus checks to Gearbox developers. The game took longer than expected, like the newsletter and all the news have been reporting. And although sales were great, the overall profit did take a hit. However, the only thing that makes the general public leaning in more towards the developer side versus good old Randy is that, a couple years ago, he's wrapped up in a lawsuit claiming how he funneled $12 million in bonuses into his own piggy bank account. There's a history of shady behavior here, but in the end, unfortunately, what Randy advises his own employees could be the only way to avoid this continuous toxic behavior, which is, if they don't like what's going on, they should just quit. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is this a practice that's gonna be carried on? Is it just one of those things, it's just like, hey, take the salary, don't care about the bonus checks, and read the news? There's a history with that behavior, and you can really look at the paper trail.